Charles Bukowski said genius might be the ability to say a profound thing in a simple way. What are some real-life examples of this? When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. God, Futurama. When you are hungry, eat. When you are tired, sleep. This is the way of Zen. It be like that sometimes. 'Tis better to stay silent and have people wonder if you're a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. When you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. Author unknown. Such an elegant description of so much that's happening in society right now. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Oh Wilde. Perfect is the enemy of good. I don't want to get too navel-gazing about it, but it explains why so many people are jaded, cynical, and disappointed. James Baldwin said that it is extremely expensive to be poor. Albert Einstein can explain complex scientific concepts in simple terms. I remember one of his most famous quotes is, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Arthur C. Clarke. Today, you. Tomorrow, me. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Andy Bernard. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I was a helicopter pilot for a decade. Some of the best pilots I ever met were absolute dogshit instructors. They could do things with an aircraft that left everyone impressed, but couldn't explain it to save their lives. Or the only tool they were capable of using was the old school military be a hard ass until they get it or quit approach. The best instructors I knew had 4 or 5 ways of teaching the same thing, even if they didn't personally use any of those techniques, and the ability to read a student and adjust on the fly. That's the real mark of intelligence to me. The ability to teach complicated things to people who don't have a clue and tailor your approach. When I was first learning to do turning approaches, pretty complicated from a control input and energy management perspective, I had an instructor that broke it down into bite-sized critiques after each pattern. He clearly saw the half-dozen things I was doing wrong simultaneously, but only picked one area to focus on and correct each time. He took one of the more difficult maneuvers we teach and made it simple, and I was comfortable doing it by the end of the day. That's infinitely more impressive than simply being able to do it. TLDR, being able to teach complicated things is more impressive than understanding them, and a better sign of intelligence. The chains of habit are too light to be felt, until they are too heavy to be broken. Wired has some videos where professionals explain a topic in 5 levels of difficulty to 5 different people: a child, a teen, a college student, a grad student, and an expert. I'm not sure if it entirely fits as an example, but I've always found "do not fear failure, but be terrified of regret" a really meaningful quote worthy to think about. Why waste time, say lot word when few word do trick. Kevin Malone. Comparison is the thief of joy, Theodore Roosevelt. Browsing through a bookstore, I flipped open a self-help book. One chapter was titled "If You Don't Like Your Milk, Change Your Cow." Very profound, very simple. I didn't need to read the book, I picked another one.